Introduction. Class, let's discuss Introduction to Management Services or MS. Yung tawag sa subject na to before was MAS or Management Advisory Services. So in the current CPALI syllabus, ang tawag na sa kanya is Management Services or MS. Okay, now, Management Services is a very broad field. And if you remember class, sa discussion natin in audit theory, yung first video natin doon, may mention ako na in audit firms, they offer two types of engagements. Assurance engagements and non-assurance engagements. Under assurance engagements, meron kang audit and review. Under non-assurance engagements naman, meron kang consulting or advisory. And management services is under consulting or advisory. Gets? Okay. This subject, management services, is divided into two parts. We have management accounting, shorten ko na lang to MA, and financial management. Basically, yung management accounting is the first part of our review, while financial management is the second part of our review. So, aralin muna natin class yung management accounting. Sir, ano ba yung management accounting? Yun yung field in accounting wherein ang focus natin is to provide information, useful and relevant information to the managers to help them in their decision making. Okay, so ulitin ko class. Ibig sabihin ng management accounting, so basically yun yung ang focus yan is to provide useful and relevant information to the managers to help them in their decision making. Sir, ano ba examples ng decision making? For example, class, pag-determine ng selling price of a product, decision making yan. What else? Pag-improve ng process or operations of a company. Okay? Pag-minimize ng cost. Alright? What else? Let's say, pag-introduce ng new product or pag-open ng new branch. These are examples of decisions or decision making. Now, to better understand management accounting, let's focus on its characteristics. 3 characteristics lang. First is, in management accounting, ang user natin dyan or yung client natin is the managers or the management. Okay? So managers, management, magkamukha lang yan. Sir, ano ba exactly yung managers or yung management? Tingin tayo class dito sa organization structure or org structure. Ito yung typical na org structure ng isang company. Okay? Now, for example, yung company natin, si ABC Company. Ayan. And we know, yung corporation is owned by the stockholders. So, yung stockholders or shareholders, sila yung may-ari ng isang company, ng corporation. For example, kasi ABC, meron siyang 100 stockholders. Hindi pwedeng lahat ng 100 stockholders na yan, sila yung mag-decide para dun sa company. Magulo yun, alright? That's why yung stockholders, they are represented by the board of directors or the BOD. For example, 10. Okay? 10 out of 100, yan yung board of directors, nire-represent nila yung lahat ng stockholders. Now, the BOD appoints the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, or basically, yan din yung President. Okay? Sila nag-a-appoint yan. And under CEO, meron tayong mga Vice Presidents. For example, meron tayong 4. VP for Marketing, VP for Finance, VP for Operations, and VP for HR. So again, typical structure lang, pwedeng iba, syempre. And under, actually kasi yung VP for Finance, ang tawag din dyan is the CFO, or the Chief Financial Officer. The CFO, under sa kanya, merong treasurer, controller, and internal audit. Okay? Sir, bakit ba in-explain mo pa sa amin yung organizational structure? Kasi class, pag sinabi mong managers, dapat maisip mo na iyan yung CEO, the vice presidents, and under vice presidents. Okay? Iyan yung managers. So pag nakabasa ka or nakarinig ka sa akin na managers or management, una mong isipin, ay, iyan yung CEO, iyan yung VPs, and yung mga under VPs. Gets? Okay. So iyan yung user natin in management accounting. If you remember class, sa audit, yung client naman natin dyan, yung stockholders and BOD. Alright? Sa MAS naman, yung client natin, yung managers. Now, it's also important na i-distinguish natin or i-compare natin yung management accounting and financial accounting para mas malinaw. Lagi ko dito, financial accounting. Ito naman yung management accounting. So, ulitin ko, in management accounting, yung user natin is the managers. And managers, sila din yung example ng internal user. Okay? Sir, ano ba ibig sabihin ng financial accounting? Basically, iyan yung FAR, yung Financial Accounting and Reporting. Iyan yung AFAR, iyan yung audit. Alright? And in financial accounting, kung internal sa management accounting, external users naman for financial accounting. So, ano ba examples ng external users? Investors, creditors, okay, lenders, the government. Iyan yung external users. So, ulitin ko, management accounting, internal users, financial accounting, external users. Second characteristics, in management accounting, no accounting standards. Wala tayong pina-follow na accounting standards in management accounting. Well, we know, sa financial accounting, meron tayong PFRS or the GAAP. Okay? And sa management accounting, as long as yung information natin ay useful and relevant to managers, okay na yun. Yun yung reports na ipe-prepare natin. Unlike in financial accounting, meron tayong kailangan mag-comply tayo with the accounting standards. And in line with that, syempre, required tayo mag-prepare ng financial statements. Okay? And we know, In financial accounting, prepare tayo ng FS, okay, in the Philippines, quarterly or annually. Okay? Sa management accounting naman, pag kailangan lang ng management, lagay ko dito as needed. Yung mga reports as needed. Pag kailangan ni management ng information para mag-decide, doon tayo mag-prepare ng reports. Gets? Okay, now, third characteristic of management accounting relates to the future. Okay? So ito yung important term dito or word dito, future, relates to the future. Now, yung mga decision-making na examples sa atin kanina, lahat yan future. Pag-determine ng selling price, pag-improve ng process, okay, pag-minimize ng cost, pag-introduce ng new product, pag-open ng new branch, lahat yan future decisions. Unlike in financial accounting, ang focus naman dito, past transactions. Okay? So if you remember, sa accounting, ang nire-record natin yung past transactions. And if kung naalala niyo pa class, yung definition ng asset and liability. Okay? Basahin ko na lang. Yung asset, ang definition niya in accounting, present economic resource controlled by the entity as a result of past events. Okay? Liability naman, ang definition niya, present obligation arising from past events. Okay? So yung focus ng financial accounting is past events or past transactions. Ang focus ng management accounting, future transactions. Alright? Okay, so yun lang, yung introduction natin to management services. Let's go to our handouts. Sagutan natin class yung theory muna. So mapapansin nyo yung discussion natin ng handouts, medyo magja-jump ako ha. Okay, so follow na lang kayo kung ano yung items na mini-mention ko na di-discuss natin. Okay? Now, let's go to theory, number 1. Okay, the kind of accounting concerned with providing information, okay, to management in making decisions. Ang tawag natin dyan class, management accounting, theory, number 1, letter C, management accounting. Number 2, which of the following is not a characteristic, focus tayo dito, of management services. Management services is broad in scope, yes. Okay, actually, again, sabi ko, yung MS is under advisory consulting. He's a very broad field. Correct yan. B, MS involves problem solving affecting the future operations. Future, okay, yung mga decisions. That's also true. Letter C, the beneficiary of service is management or yan yung user or client natin. That's also correct. And letter D, MS is repetitive as far as the same client is concerned. No, hindi repetitive yan. Depende yan sa needs of the management. So D, yung answer natin. Kasi ang tanong is, which of the following is not a characteristic? So answer natin is D, okay? Hindi siya repetitive. Number 3, a person who is qualified by education, experience, technical ability, and temperament to advise or assist businessmen or professional basis, identifying, defining, solving specific management problems, involving organization, planning, direction control. Ang tawag natin diyang class is management consultant. Okay, letter A yung sagot natin for number 3. Okay, management accounting is considered successful when, answer natin diyang class is letter A, helps managers improve their decisions. Yung B, C, and D, in accordance with GAAP, is relevant, is accurate, more on financial accounting yan. Alright? So yung A natin, yun yung management accounting. Number 5, the major differences between financial and management accounting is that, isa-isa natin. A, financial accounting reports are prepared primarily for external, yes, external users. Boy, management accounting is not under the jurisdiction of the SEC, yes. So again, walang standards, walang government regulations, okay, for management accounting. Si financial accounting, since nagpe-prepare ka ng FS for the general public, for external users, governed ka by the Securities and Exchange Commission. C, government regulations do not apply to management accounting, yes. Answer natin is dog, okay. All of the above are differences between financial and management accounting. 6, the following characteristics refer to financial accounting except, financial accounting yung tanong, A, provides information to external users, correct, external. B, emphasizes on objective data. Yes, objective yan kasi kailangan mong mag-comply sa PFRS. Sa management accounting naman, more on subjective. Actually, both subjective and objective sa management accounting. So financial accounting, purely objective yan. C, has no externally imposed standards. Yun yung sagot natin, except C. Kasi alam natin class, in financial accounting, governed tayo by the PFRS. D, generates general purpose financial statements. Yes, so sa financial accounting, again, prepare tayo ng FS. So for number 6 is letter C. Number 7, managerial accounting. Information is generally prepared for managers. Letter C. Okay? Or yun yung internal user natin. Letter A, letter B, letter D, external users naman yan. Financial accounting naman yan. Number 8, which of the following is not an internal user? Alin doon yung external user? Okay, so yung boy, C and D, department manager, controller, treasurer, management, lahat yan. Okay, or internal users lahat yan. Sagot natin sa number 8 is letter A, creditor. External user yan. Number 9, the major reporting standard for presenting managerial accounting information is, okay, actually sagot natin for number 9 is A, relevance. Again, as long as relevant and useful yung information, okay, wala tayong accounting standards. Basta relevant and useful yan, gagamitin natin yan. Okay, yung information na yan, ibigay natin sa managers. Alright? A tayo for number 9. Yung boy, C, and D, pertaining naman yan to financial accounting. Okay? Now, yun muna. Number 10, ibang concept na yan. So, Jump muna tayo, okay? So jump tayo dun sa classification. After the theory questions, class handouts natin, makikita mo merong classification. Okay, dun muna tayo. Sulat natin yung sagot sa classification. We have ilang items? 10 items. Right? So basahin natin class instruction. Managerial accounting and financial accounting information have a number of distinguishing characteristics. For each of the characteristics, write M for managerial accounting, F for financial accounting. Okay, number 1, general purpose reports. Ang tawag din natin dyan, financial statements. So for number 1, we have financial accounting. Number 2, reports are only used internally. So alam natin class, internal users. Sa management accounting, for number 2, it's M. Number 3, prepared in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles or the PFRS. For number 3, that's financial accounting. Number 4, special purpose reports. Kung sa financial accounting, you have general purpose reports. Sa management accounting, meron kang special purpose reports. Again, depende kung ano yung decisions ni management. Okay? So for number 4, management accounting. 5, limited to historical cost data or yung past. Okay? So in accounting, di ba, nag-record tayo yung mga incurred transactions na incurred cost. Okay? So for number 5, it's letter F, financial accounting. Number 6, reporting standard is relevance to the decision to be made. So again, as long as useful and relevant, so yun yung information na gagamitin natin for management accounting. Number 7, financial statements. So we know, financial accounting yan. Number 8, reports generally pertain to the business as a whole. Financial accounting yung class. So, maalala nyo, yung financial statements, ang nire-report natin dyan is yung buong company. Okay? Sa financial statements. Kaya sa number 8, financial accounting yan. Okay? Ang difference naman yan sa management accounting, number 9, reports generally pertain to subunits. Or for example, nagre-report ka sa isang department, sa isang division, sa isang branch, management accounting naman yun. Yung financial accounting, buong company naman. Alright? Kaya for number 9, it's management accounting. And number 10, reports issued quarterly or annually. Well, required tayo by the SEC. Okay, nagpe-prepare tayo ng FS every quarter and every year. So, for number 10, it's financial accounting. Alright. Now, may isisingit lang konting concepts pa class dito sa balik tayo dito sa organization structure natin. Minsan kasi tinatanong to in the board exam. Meron tayong FYI na lang to. Meron tayong 2 levels ng positions in a company. Meron tayong tinatawag na line positions, okay, and staff positions. Ditin ko? Line positions, staff positions. Pag sinabing line positions, they are directly involved, okay, sa revenue-generating activities ng company. Alright? Pag sinabi mo namang staff position, support siya dun sa line positions. So, ulitin ko, merong 2 positions in a typical company. Line position, staff position. Pag directly involved ka sa revenue-generating activities ng company, line position yan. Pag naman, sinusupport mo yung line position, ang tawag sa'yo, staff position. Balik tayo dito. Ito yung management natin, tama? CEO, well, directly involved yun sa revenue generating. So, sabihin natin na line position si CEO. VP for marketing, VP for finance and operations, more on directly involved sila. So, L, lagyan natin dito. L, and L. Yung VP for HR naman, more of support yan. Tama? Yung nag-hire ng mga employees. More of support yan. So, likely to S. Ano pa examples ng staff position? For example, class, IT department. Okay? Support sila. What else? Payroll department. Legal department. Ayan, may examples siya ng staff positions. Treasurer, control, internal audit, I think line positions din sila. So again, FYI na lang yan. Pag lumabas sa boards, at least alam mo ibig sabihin ng line position and staff position. Okay, so that's for introduction to management services. Last, let's proceed to the discussion of cost concepts. Now, there are concepts in management accounting na overlap with cost accounting. Yung mga di-discuss natin today, pwede mo silang i-apply pag mag-aaral ka ng cost accounting in AFAR. Okay? Now, cost concepts. Sir, ano ba ibig sabihin ng cost? Cost simply means ito lahat yung nagastos natin to produce or manufacture a product. Yun lang ibig sabihin ng cost. And let's have a simple illustration. For example, class, ang business natin is we manufacture and sell calculators. So, meron tayong office and we also have a factory. So, sa factory, dito tayo nagmamanufacture ng calculators. Now, calculator, in management accounting, ang tawag natin dyan, this is the cost object. Okay? So, pag sinabing cost object, ibig sabihin na nun, yun yung product natin. Sir, bakit ba important na malaman natin accurately kung how much yung cost of a product? In our illustration, cost nung calculator natin. Well, very important yan because the cost is the basis of our selling price. For example, na-compute natin na cost per calculator is 500 pesos. And yung policy natin, magdadagdag tayo ng 20% markup. Okay? So, pag nagdagdag tayo ng 20% markup sa 500, our selling price becomes 600 pesos. And selling price is very crucial. Kasi klase yung selling price, makaka-affect siya directly sa demand for our product. Pag masyadong mataas yung selling price mo, well, konti bibili sa'yo. Pag masyado mababa naman yung selling price mo, baka hindi maging profitable yung business natin. Okay? Siyempre, yung demand, makaka-affect yan sa net income natin. And eventually, makaka-affect yan sa stock price. So kaya very important class yung cost. Because again, as you notice, yung cost natin, meron siyang domino effect. From selling price, to demand, to net income, and eventually to the stock price. Siyempre, ang gusto natin, mataas yung demand, mataas yung net income, and mataas yung stock price. Now, to better understand cost, let's have its classification. I-classify natin into three. As to type, traceability, and behavior. Okay, doon tayo sa type. There are two types of costs. We have product costs and period costs. Doon tayo sa product. Basically, pag sinabi mong product costs, these are the costs you incurred to manufacture a product. So pag manufacture, MFG na lang para mas maikli, okay? Product costs, these are the costs we incur to manufacture a product. Ang ibang tawag sa product cost or manufacturing costs or inventoriable costs. Yun yung ibang terms yan. Alright? Now, lagyan tayo ng examples para mas malinaw. So, ano ba examples ng product costs? Meron tayong three. Direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng direct materials? So, sa example natin, calculator, basically, ang ibig sabihin ng direct materials, yung materials na ginamit natin to produce this. So, yung materials natin sa buttons, sa screen, sa battery, and so on and so forth. So, lahat ng materials na ginamit natin for this, ang tawag natin, direct materials. Okay? Sir, ano naman yung direct labor? Basically, ito yung pinasweldo natin or binayad natin sa mga factory employees natin or factory laborers para gumawa or mag-manufacture ng calculators. Take note, very important. Binayad natin sa factory employees, hindi sa office employees. Ang pinag-uusapan natin is factory. Okay? Overhead, and bigyan ako ng examples. Ang magandang example ng overhead is rent. Okay, what else? We have utilities, taxes, depreciation, ano pa, insurance. Ayan, yung mga common examples of overhead. Take note class, na ang pinag-uusapan natin, pag direct materials, direct labor, and overhead, ang pinag-uusapan natin dyan is the factory, hindi yung office. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, yung rent na binayad natin para sa factory, utilities, yung water and electricity sa factory, okay? Yung taxes na binayad natin sa factory, depreciation, and for example, depreciation ng factory equipment, okay? Insurance ang binayad natin for the factory. Alright? So, again, product costs, direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. Now, sabi ko kanina, ibang tawag dyan is inventoriable cost. Bakit, sir, inventoriable cost ang tawag? Because yung product cost na yan, pag na-incur mo sila, mapupunta mo na yan sa balance sheet, okay? As inventory. Kaya inventoriable. Okay? Ngayon, pag binenta mo na yan, mapupunta na yan sa income statement as cost of goods sold. So, yun naman yung alam natin sa accounting. So, ang tawag natin dyan, again, product costs. Let's go to the second type, period costs. Period costs, these are your non-manufacturing costs. Kung ito, manufacturing, ito naman, non-manufacturing costs. Basically, ito yung operating expenses natin. And we know in accounting, operating expenses, expense as incurred yan. Okay? Ano maganda examples? Maganda examples ng period costs are selling and administrative expenses. Okay? Now, take note. Sabi ko kanina, DMDLOH related sa factory. Yung selling and admin expenses related naman sa office yan. Okay? So, yung selling, basically, lahat ng related sa pagbebenta natin. Huh? Maganda examples ito, sales commission. Ano pa? Advertising. Ano pa example? Delivery expenses. Ayan, yun yung mga examples ng selling expenses. Yung administrative naman, and yung mga office expenses natin, ang maganda example nito, salaries to officers. Salaries to officers. Ano pa? Research and development. Budget expense. Okay? So ayan, yung mga maganda example ng depreciation ng office equipment. These are examples of your selling and administrative expenses. Now, sabi ko dyan, OPEX, diba? So, ibig sabihin, expensed as incurred. Lahat yan, didiretso agad ng income statement. Unlike yung product cost, balance sheet muna bago mag-income statement, period cost, diretso na siya sa income statement. Okay? So, ulitin ko lang, very important. Product cost, related sa factory. Ito. Period cost, related sa office. Okay? Now, punta naman tayo sa traceability. We have two types. Meron tayong tinatawag na direct cost and indirect cost. From the word itself, pag sinabing direct cost, ibig sabihin, directly traceable siya. Okay? Pag sinabing indirect cost, indirectly traceable. So, ano maganda example siya? Pag sinabi mo direct cost, ito pa rin yung maganda example siya. Yung direct materials and direct labor. Okay? Bakit, sir? Kasi class, pag nag-produce tayo ng calculator, well, kahit pa paano, may estimate natin kung ilang materials or how much materials ang magagamit natin per calculator. Malaman din natin kung ilang hours, direct labor, ilang hours ang needed para gumawa ng isang calculator. Okay? Ang tawag natin dyan, direct cost. Magandang example naman, class, ng indirect cost is the overhead. Okay, asan yung overhead natin? Rent, utilities, taxes, depreciation, and insurance. Hindi natin alam kung how much ba na rent ang binayad natin para sa isang calculator. How much ba yung utilities, taxes, depreciation, insurance para sa isang calculator. Ang alam lang natin class, for example, this period, nag-manufacture tayo ng 1,000 calculators. Okay? Alam lang natin kung how much yung na-incur natin para sa 1,000. Pero hindi natin alam specifically kung how much per calculator. Okay? Ang tawag natin dyan is indirect cost, which is, ang pinakamagandang example is overhead. Alright? Next. Okay, so dagdag ko lang class, yung direct materials and direct labor, pag inad mo yung dalawa na yan, ang tawag natin dyan, this is the prime cost. Okay? So again, DM plus DL, ang tawag natin dyan, prime cost. DL plus OH naman, ang tawag natin dyan class, conversion cost. So FYI, sa mga terms, kasi usually tinatanong yan in the board exam. So yung mga dahan-dahanin natin before tayo mag-proceed to the next concept, i-apply muna natin yan sa handouts. Let's go to, doon pa rin tayo sa classification. Okay, doon sa second part ng classification natin. So, yan. Punta muna kayo doon sa second part of classification. For each item listed below, indicate in the space to the left whether the item would be considered an inventoriable cost or period cost. Ayan. So, I for inventoriable and P for period. Okay, so, sulat natin yung mga final answers. 1 to 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, ano ulit yung concept? Inventoriable or product cost, ito siya. Period cost naman, basically operating expenses. Number 1, factory supervisory salaries. Important yung factory. Sabi ko kanina, pag product cost, related sa factory yan. So, sa number 1, inventoriable cost yan. Sales commission, selling expenses yan. Tama? So, it means period cost. Income tax expense. Okay? So, pag income tax expense, period cost yan. Di naman yan sa factory related. Okay? Indirect materials used. So, class, yung indirect materials and indirect labor, kasi kanina sabi ko, direct materials and direct labor, tama? So, pag sinabing indirect, actually, class, magpo-form part siya ng overhead. Okay? Overhead yan. And we know, yung overhead is an example of inventoriable cost. Kaya parehong inventoriable yan. Ano ba, sir, example ng indirect materials? For example, class, nagmamanufacture tayo ng 1,000 calculators. And lahat yan, pinaint natin. Okay? Pininturahan, basically. Okay? So, yung paint na ginamit for 1,000 calculators, ang tawag natin doon, indirect materials. Okay? Kasi hindi mo na kayang i-trace specifically kung how much yung paint na ginamit mo per calculator. Yung indirect labor naman, ang magandang example niyan, for example, class, meron tayong supervisor dito sa factory natin. Yung papasweldo mo sa supervisor, well, para yan sa lahat ng units naman na ipoproduce. So, ang tawag natin sa kanya, indirect labor. Okay? So, ayan. Again, pag indirect materials and indirect labor, inventoriable cost yan, or product cost. Next, office salaries expense, so office, this is period cost. Number 7, property taxes on factory building, inventoriable cost. Sales manager salary, pag related sa sales, okay, so this is period cost. Factory wages, okay, this is inventoriable. And then direct materials used, this is inventoriable cost. Alright, so these are your final answers. Okay, dito naman tayo sa next classification, 1 to 8. Diyan lang. Presented below is a list of costs and items, expenses incurred in the factory, a manufacturer of vehicles. Classify the items into the following categories, DM, DL, or OH. Property taxes on the factory. Pag sinabi mong taxes, OH yan. So, lagi ko dito, number 1, OH. Number 2, metal used in manufacturing. Pag metal, well, direct materials yan. Okay? So, DM for number 2. Again, ang minamanufacture dito is vehicles. Okay? Cabinet makers' wages. Okay, so cabinet. So, wages. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga pinasweldo natin. Direct labor. Nails and glues used in production. Yun yung mga small items. Ang tawag natin dyan, mga indirect materials yan. Okay? So again, pag indirect materials, overhead. Factory supervisor salaries, we know it's overhead. Depreciation on factory machines, that's also overhead. Number 7, carpeting for the recreational vehicles. Well, yung carpet materials yan pagdating sa vehicles. Okay? So direct materials. Insurance on factory equipment. So again, pag insurance, overhead. And so these are the final answers. Doon naman tayo sa true or false. True or false? Let's go to number 1. Reports prepared in financial accounting are general purpose reports, whereas reports prepared in managerial accounting are special purpose reports. Well, balik tayo sa introduction to management services. We know, number 1 yan, true yan. Okay, so pag financial accounting, financial statements or general purpose. Pag naman managerial accounting, special purpose naman yan. Number 2, managerial accounting is primarily concerned with managers and external users. Mali, dapat internal users. False. Number 3, managerial accounting places less emphasis on precision and more emphasis on flexibility and relevance. Actually, tama yan, no? Again, pag management accounting, more on relevance. Pag financial accounting, very objective. Kailangan mag-comply ka sa PFRS. So, more on precision. Okay? So, true for number 3. Managerial accounting is not governed by GAAP. That's also true. Financial accounting is governed by GAAP. Number 5, financial accounting and managerial accounting must be prepared in accordance with GAAP. False. Financial accounting lang yan. Number 6, both direct labor and indirect labor are product cost. Actually, true yan. Yung indirect labor, again, overhead yan. So, ulitin ko lahat ng indirect materials and indirect labor, go 4 parts sila ng overhead. So, that's why direct labor and indirect labor, product cost sila. Okay, for number 6, that's true. Number 7, manufacturing costs that cannot be classified as direct material or direct labor are classified as overhead. So, basta wala sa materials, basta wala sa labor, papasok siya sa overhead. That's also correct. Number 8, direct material cost and indirect material costs are prime costs. Sir, ano ba yung prime cost? Yung prime cost, pag in-add mo yung direct materials and direct labor. Ang sabi dyan, direct materials and indirect material costs are prime cost. Mali. Kasi yung indirect materials, again, overhead yan. So, false yung number 8. Number 9, indirect materials and indirect labor are both inventoriable costs. That's true because overhead yan. And then number 10, period costs are not inventoriable costs. Yes, kasi ang inventoriable cost, yung product cost, hindi yung period cost. For number 10, that's also true. Okay. So, ayan. Now, punta naman tayo class sa theory questions. Okay, so balik tayo sa theory. And I think tapos na tayo sa number 9 sa theory. Doon tayo sa number 10. Okay, number 10. The term prime costs refer to, again, yung prime cost is direct materials and direct labor. Okay, for number 10, answer natin dyan is boy, the sum of direct material cost and direct labor costs. Okay, let's go to number 11, the term conversion cost. Ano naman klase yung conversion cost? Direct labor plus overhead. Punta naman tayo sa boy, the sum of direct labor costs and all factory overhead costs. For number 11, that's boy. Okay, so pause muna tayo. Okay, bago tayo mag-proceed to number 12. Yung class, in cost accounting and here in cost concepts, very important din na malaman natin class yung computation of the cost of goods manufactured. Dito ka nalalagay. Cost of goods manufactured, lagi yan tinatanong in the board exam. Okay? So, kaya kailangan natin class malaman kung ano yung formula ng cost of goods manufactured. Okay? So, ibig sabihin ng cost of goods manufactured, lahat ng cost na na-incur natin, na na-produce natin ng calculators this period. So, dapat memorize mo yung formula na to. No? Start tayo with direct materials used plus direct labor plus overhead. Pag in-add mo yung class, DM, DL, and OH, ang tawag natin dyan, total manufacturing cost. Take note, used yan DM used, yung ginamit natin. Hindi yan DM purchased. Okay? Plus work in process beginning minus work in process end. Ang tawag natin dito class is cost of goods manufactured. So kapag ang tanong is cost of goods manufactured, tandaan mo yung formula natin. DM, DL plus OH, ang tawag natin dyan, total manufacturing cost, plus sweep beginning minus sweep end, cost of goods manufactured. Alright? Ngayon, pag tinanong naman sa problem, yung cost of goods sold, cost of goods manufactured plus FG beginning, finished goods, minus finished goods end, ang tawag natin dyan class, cost of goods sold. So, ingat ka kung ano yung tinatanong, cost of goods manufactured or cost of goods sold. So, ano ba difference yan? Pag sinabi mong cost of goods manufactured, iyan lahat nung na-produce natin na calculators this period. For example, from January 1 to December 31. Pag sinabi mong cost of goods sold, iyan lahat nung nabenta natin from January 1 to December 31. Gets? Okay, let's continue answering our handouts. Doon tayo sa number 12. Okay, number 12. The sum of direct materials costs, direct labor cost, and manufacturing overhead in the current year is, dog for number 12, total manufacturing cost. Okay? Number 13, which of the following does not appear on the balance sheet of a manufacturing company? Finished goods, work in process, cost of goods manufactured, raw materials, inventory. Sagot natin dito class is letter C. Okay? Kasi yung cost of goods manufactured, wala yan sa balance sheet. Nasaan yan? Nasa income statement yan. So yung COGM and COGS, parehong income statement nakikita. Okay? So letter C. Number 14, cost of goods manufactured is calculated as follows. For number 14, actually, it's letter C. Okay? Nakalagay dyan, beginning work in process, plus direct materials used, plus direct labor, plus overhead, minus ending work in process, makukuha mo dyan, cost of goods manufactured. Okay, letter C for number 14. Number 15, which of the following would not be classified as manufacturing overhead? Okay, yung indirect labor, overhead yan. Direct materials, syempre hindi yan overhead. Boy yung sagot natin sa number 15. Letter C, insurance and indirect materials, lahat yan overhead. Okay, for number 15, boy. Number 16, the wages of a timekeeper in the factory, okay, would be classified as, yung timekeeper, siguro pwedeng sabihin mo na yun yung security guard ng factory natin. Siyempre, ang tawag natin doon, indirect labor kasi applicable yan sa lahat ng produce natin na units. Letter C for number 16. So, ingat ka ha kapag office or factory. Pag office, again, period cost yun. Ha? So, operating expenses. Pag factory, product cost naman yan. Number 17, the product cost that is most difficult to associate with the product is, well, alam natin, letter C, manufacturing overhead. Ito, yung mga examples natin. Most difficult to associate to a product. Number 18, product costs consist of, punta tayo dun sa, ano ba yung product cost natin? Ito, direct materials, labor, and overhead. Sagot natin dyan, class, letter B, prime cost and manufacturing overhead. Prime cost, DMDL, plus OH, yan yung product cost natin. Boy, for number 18. Number 19, costs that are expensed when incurred. Tawag natin dyan, period cost, letter D or dog for number 19. Which of the following are period costs? Okay, yung raw materials or direct materials, so magkamukha lang yan, raw materials, direct materials, prime cost, conversion cost, lahat yan product cost. Selling expenses, yan yung period cost natin. Dog for number 20. Costs that can be easily traced to a specific department or to a specific product. Ang tawag natin dyan, direct cost. Ang magandang example ng direct cost, materials and labor. Okay, that's for number 21. Number 22, indirect costs. O yan, opposite naman ng direct cost, letter boy cannot be traced to a particular cost object. So boy for number 22, ang magandang example ng indirect cost is overhead. Okay? So ayan, so medyo simple pa yung mga concepts na di-discuss natin. So we're done with the theory. Jump naman tayo dun class sa problem solving. Okay, so dun na tayo sa problem solving. Erase ko na to para marami tayong space sa problem solving. Actually class sa MAS, madali lang yung mga problem solving dito, no? Compared sa other subjects in the board exam. So makikita nyo, madali lang yung maisosolve natin. As long as naiintindihan nyo yung concepts na sinulat ko sa board, actually yung sinulat ko na yan. Yan lang yung kailangan mo tandaan para sa cost concepts. Let's go to problem number 1. Doon mo agad tayo sa question. Nakalagay dyan, the product costs total. Okay. So let's read. The accounting records of Rommel Company reveal the following costs. Direct materials used, 170,000. Direct labor, 350. Manufacturing overhead, 400. Selling and administrative expenses, 220. The product cost total, for number 1, alam natin class na yung product cost, iyan yung materials, labor, and overhead. So ang gagawin ko lang dyan, meron tayong direct materials na 170,000. We have direct labor na 350. And we have overhead na 400. Isasama mo ba yung 220,000 na selling and administrative expenses? Hindi mo isasama yan. Kasi class, yung selling and administrative expenses, period cost yan. Ang tanong sa atin is product cost. Okay? So add natin yung tatlo. 170 plus 350 plus 400, you get here 920,000. Ayan, yung sagot natin. Letter C for number 1. Ganyan kasimple yung mga questions sa problem solving in MAS. Okay? So as long as you understand yung theory portion, kaya mo i-apply in the problem solving. Number 2. Okay. Ang tanong mo sa number 2, period cost naman. The accounting records of Harris Corporation reveal the following selected costs. Sales commissions. Yes, period cost yan. So lagay natin, sales commissions. How much? 40,000. Plus, how about yung plant supervision? Pag sinabi mong plant, ibig sabihin nun, factory. Kasama ba sa period cost yun? Hindi. Because ang sabi ko, pag period cost, related sa office, related sa selling and administrative. Kapag plant or factory, product cost yun. Okay? So huwag mo sasama yan. Administrative expenses, yes. Which is 185,000. So 40 plus 185 in total natin is 225,000. Answer natin for number 2 is 225,000. Okay? Skip mo na yung number 3 kasi ibang concept yan. Babalikan natin later. Let's go to number 4. Prime cost of a company are 3 million. Manufacturing overhead, 1.5 million. Direct labor is 750. What is the amount of direct materials? Well, sabi ni sir, yung prime cost daw, sum lang siya ng direct materials and direct labor. Sabi dyan, yung prime cost 3 million. Okay? And binigay yung direct labor, which is, so alam natin class, yung prime cost, direct materials plus direct labor. Okay? Yung direct labor dito, 750. So ibig sabihin, 3 million minus 750, you have 250,000. So direct materials natin, 250,000. Letter C for number 4 because DM plus DL, 250 plus 750, that is your prime cost na 3 million. For number 4, final answer is letter C. Let's go to number 5. Okay, prime cost added to production. How much daw yung prime cost? Again, prime cost is just the sum of direct materials and direct labor. Joseph Company has a beginning inventory of direct materials on March 1 of 30,000, ending inventory of 36. The following additional cost data were available. Direct materials purchased, direct labor, and overhead. Now, baka magkamali ka dito. No? Ang pinag-uusapan natin class, dito sa materials dito, ang pinag-uusapan natin dyan is direct materials used. Always, sa cost accounting and in management accounting. Always direct materials used, hindi yung purchased. Kasi pwedeng iba yung binili mo, okay? Iba yung ginamit mo, alright? So in this case, ang gagawin natin, lagi ka mag-TT account pag materials. So direct materials, sabi diyang class, sa first sentence, meron siyang beginning balance sa 30,000. And then, ending balance sa 36. And then sa middle portion of the problem, nakalagay, direct materials purchased 84. Dito mo ilalagay yun. So yung DM used mo is this one. magsosolve for x ka. Okay? So yung DM used natin, gagawin ko dyan, 30,000 plus 84,000 minus 36,000, you have 78,000. Alright? So again, huwag mo gagamitin yung purchased ha, gagamitin mo used. Ang tanong sa atin is prime cost. So meron tayong materials na 78, and then add na lang natin yung direct labor which is given in the problem, 60,000. 78 plus 60, you have 138,000. Answer natin class for number 5 is, boy, 138,000. Okay, number 6. Conversion cost naman, yung tinatanong sa number 6. Ano ba yung conversion cost? Direct labor plus overhead. Sharina Company has a beginning inventory of direct materials on March 1, 30 and ending of 36. Ignore mo na yung materials kasi hindi naman conversion cost yan. Okay, so may given sa atin na direct labor in the problem, 60,000. And then overhead na 80,000. So yun yung sagot mo. 60 plus 80. Our conversion cost for this problem is 140,000, letter C. Yun nakadali. Okay, so that's for number 6. Let's go to number 7. So yung 7 and 8, actually class, ito yung application ng cost of goods manufactured. So again, kailangan memorize mo yung formula na yan. Okay? Kasi magagamit mo to dito in MS and also in AFAR sa cost accounting. So ulitin na natin class to just have a quick review. Cost of goods manufactured, DM used, DLOH, you have total manufacturing cost, plus WIP beginning minus WIP and COGM. Pag COGM ang tanong, mag-end ka na pagkatapos ng WIP, hanggang WIP ka lang, okay? Pag cost of goods sold yung tanong, i-consider mo yung finished goods. Okay? Sige, apply natin. Number 7. Question 1, total manufacturing cost. Question 2 is cost of goods sold. Alright. Sara Company's accounting records reflect the following inventories. Okay, so meron kang beginning and may ending balance. Okay, yung binigay sa atin. Raw materials inventory, work in process, and finished goods. During the year, 500,000 of raw materials were purchased, direct labor cost amounted to 600, and manufacturing overhead incurred was 480. Binigyan ka ng beginning and ending balances, and then, so let's see. So ang gagawin ko dito class, ang una mong gagawin kapag COGM ang tanong or cost of goods sold ang tanong, and if ganito yung format, merong materials, WIP, and FG, T account agad gagawin mo. Okay? T accounts. Mag-set up agad, tatlo. DM, okay, or raw materials, or DM, raw materials RM, yun yung given sa atin. So again, pag sabi mong raw materials o direct materials, magkamukha lang yan. Raw materials, WIP, and finished goods. Ganyan agad. Yung unang mong step na gagawin. Doon tayo sa raw materials, and then lagyan natin ang amounts. Beginning balance, 260. Ending balance natin is 310. Nag-purchase tayo according to the second, sa middle portion, 500,000 of materials were purchased. Dito ko siya lalagay. Again, kailangan ko makuha yung used. Then solve for X. Parang ginawa natin kanina dito. Okay, let's solve for X. 260,000 plus 500 minus 310,000, you have 450,000. This is your direct materials used or raw materials used. Okay. Now, so ito yung raw materials natin or direct materials, raw materials used. Add lang natin yung direct labor and overhead. Given ba yung direct labor? Yes, 600,000 sa problem. 600,000. And then overhead, given din siya, which is 480. Alam natin class, yung RM or DM used plus DL plus OH, compute natin yan, 450,000 plus 600 plus 480, you get 1,530,000. So yung sum nila, ano tawag natin yung class? You call this total manufacturing cost or TMC. Sagot natin for question number 1, total manufacturing cost is letter A, 1,530,000. Okay, compute na rin natin yung COGM and cost of goods sold. Now, meron na tayong total manufacturing cost. Ang next natin, consider natin yung work in process. Sabi sa problem, yung WIP beginning natin is 160,000. So lagyan mo na sa T account natin yan. And then yung WIP end natin is 300,000. Okay? So take note class na yung 1,530, dito mo siya ilalagay sa debit. Okay? Kasi increase yan. Okay? Mag-i-increase yung work in process mo dyan. And sa formula, i-add natin yung beginning, i-minus natin yung end. So ibig sabihin, yung total manufacturing cost, sa debit mo ilalagay ha, wag sa credit. So solve for X. X natin is, so 160 plus 1,530 minus 300, you have 1,390,000. Ano tawag natin class sa 1,390,000? Ang tawag natin dyan, COGM. Okay? Cost of goods manufactured. Pag iyan yung tanong, ayun yung sagot natin, 1,390,000. Kaya ingat ka. Kasi ang tanong actually dyan sa question number 2 is cost of goods sold. Kapag cost of goods sold, again, consider mo pa yung finished goods. Punta naman tayo sa finished goods. Sabi sa problem, beginning balance is 150,000. Ending balance is 190. So kanina, yung 1,530, nilagay mo sa debit, pumunta siya doon. Yung COGM, pupunta rin siya doon sa debit, 1,390,000. Okay, solve for X, 150 plus 1,390 minus 190,000. Cost of goods sold natin class is 1,350,000. Final answer for question number 2, cost of goods sold, letter C, 1,350,000. So, dito natin, mga final answers natin. Total manufacturing cost is 1,530. Cost of goods manufactured is 1,390. And cost of goods sold is 1,350,000. Yan yung application ng formula natin. Okay, so know this formula by heart. Dapat alam na alam yan. Let's go to number 8. Isa pang application. Cost of goods manufactured naman yung tanong sa number 8. Abigail Company reported the following year-end information. Okay, beginning working process, beginning raw materials, ending working process, ending raw materials. Gagawin ko lang dyan. T-account agad ako. Ang tanong is cost of goods manufactured. So, ang kailangan ko lang, dalawa. Raw materials or direct materials and work in process. Hindi ko na kailangan yung finished goods. Kasi hindi naman cost of goods sold yung question. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko dyan, raw materials beginning, nandun sa second item, 24,000. And then, raw materials ending, nasa fourth item, 20,000. Okay. And then yung fifth item, raw materials purchased, 680. Lagay ko siya dito. Sold for X ako para malaman ko yung raw materials used. Okay, 24,000. Plus 680,000 minus 20, you get 684,000. Ito yung raw materials used natin. So, lagay ko dito, raw materials used. And then, labor given siya, 240,000. Direct labor, 240. And then, overhead natin, given din siya sa problem, which is 100,000. Okay? So, ibig sabihin class, yung total manufacturing cost natin, 684 plus 240 plus 100, 1,024,000. Ito yung total manufacturing cost natin. Sabi ko kanina, total manufacturing cost pupunta sa debit. So, lagay mo na siya dito, 1,024,000. And then, WIP beginning, which is yung first item sa problem, 46,000. WIP ending natin class, nasa third item, 50,000. Sold for X. X natin is 46 plus 1,024,000 minus 50. 1,020,000. 1,020,000. This is our answer. Cost of goods manufactured. Okay, final answer is letter C, 1,020,000. Alright. So let's have a short break.